Hello and good morning. I am in Oslo, Norway, and I thought I would take this time to talk about how I approach finding coffee in new cities. I travel a lot, and it can be either easy or difficult, depending on where you're traveling, to find good quality coffee. As I said, I'm in Oslo, Norway, and there are a number of really good shops, good roasteries in Oslo. But also, I'm about to be traveling, taking kind of like a road trip through Norway, where I have heard there is no good coffee. So this is a perfect opportunity to talk about kind of how I rank my approach to finding and drinking good coffee on a trip or in new cities or in places where I don't know where I'll find coffee. So in new cities, top tier, my first choice is always to find a local roaster, especially if they have been recommended to me by somebody who lives in that city or a friend in the coffee industry who has traveled to that city. Because I generally trust their palates, and I want to both support but also really experience the local coffee culture. So here in Oslo, that is Tim Wendelboe, obviously, of course, which I went to yesterday. Also Tailor Made, which I went to my first day here, and they both were amazing, great experiences. Supreme Roastworks as well was recommended to me, and I went there, great time. So yeah, though that's always my first choice, finding a local roaster that is recommended to me by other people who know coffee. And then of course also like local shops that might be multi-roasters. I don't really know of any in Oslo actually, but that's my other go-to. Trying to experience the coffee culture, what is unique to that city or that place. Next tier down would be like a local chain. So you can see, have a cup from Hakone. This is a local chain in town that actually was recommended to me by, that seagull is very loud, I don't know if you can hear it. Hakone was recommended to me by Taylor of Tailor Made, and so it's kind of like halfway between tier 1 and my like tier 2 local chain-ish. They have super automatic espresso machines, they have Eversys, and they have the Pour Steady for pour-overs and filter coffee. Which honestly, this might be a hot take, I love those super automatic applications for these sorts of places because it creates consistency. Like I am pretty sure that I won't probably drink the best coffee of my life there, but I will be sufficiently caffeinated and the flavor will probably be generally good, which yeah, it's sufficient. I was in a hurry to kind of get out and about this morning, and I wasn't going to have time to go to the kind of, in my mind, top tier or first choice roasteries. So this is sufficient. The other one in town here is called Cafe Brenneri, I think. I don't speak very good Norwegian, so I don't know how to pronounce it. But that was recommended to me by Tim Wendelboe. He said, you can get a really good filter coffee there. Don't try the espresso. So that in another pinch will be kind of my next go-to. And that's kind of how I approach coffee in new cities. But then, as I said, I'm going to be traveling to places where there aren't coffee shops. My next kind of highest option would probably be bringing my own coffee setup. So sometimes if I have extra space in my luggage, I have a Flare Go, I can bring that, but then I also need to have a hand grinder or grind coffee enough for the trip ahead of time. Or I'll bring sometimes just like a V60 or like Kaleido Wave, because those are like the plastic and metal versions. They're not gonna break in my luggage. That's like, yeah, but then of course, again, you have to bring a hand grinder or enough ground coffee, you have to bring coffee with you. But if I have space, if I know I'm going somewhere that doesn't have coffee shops, that is what I will do. I also, again, another hot take maybe, I will bring instant coffee with me, specialty instant. In Raleigh, North Carolina, where I live, there's Black and White. They have amazing instant coffee. So I will often bring that. I've also been given drip bags by a number of roasters. And so, I mean, honestly, I have some of that on this trip that I will be using when I'm outside of Oslo in order to just like have sufficient caffeine. Those only require that you have hot water, which is really nice because you can kind of get hot water anywhere, even if it's, you know, at a gas station somewhere. You can kind of brew yourself a sufficiently decent cup. And the drip bags take up very little space. Instant coffee, specialty instant, even less. So that would be my next level down. If there are no local roasters or shops, if I can't possibly bring my own coffee with me, or let's say I ran out of coffee much earlier than I thought I would, what would I do then? I mean, probably my next option is canned, ready-to-drink coffee beverages. I try to get the ones without a whole ton of sugar because they just end up being so sweet. But like here in Norway, there are a couple of different ready-to-drink options that you can get at any like kind of corner store or grocery store. I feel like every place, almost everywhere, has some sort of like ready-to-drink canned coffee beverage. And sometimes, like at the grocery stores, you can get like kind of local or at least national roasters coffee in those. Like in the US, you can get like Stumptown or La Colombe, and they're pretty decent. Again, if you're in a pinch and you can't do all of the other things, but that's my next level down. After that, if I can't get any of the other things, like if I'm at a hotel in the middle of nowhere, or driving through the middle of nowhere, and the only thing that's available is like hotel coffee, gas station coffee. But if I'm in a gas station, I'm getting the ready-to-drink things. I will very rarely, only in a pinch, and if I really feel like I need the caffeine, will do like drip coffee from a gas station and add a bunch of milk, or like hotel coffee and add milk and a pinch of salt to cut the bitterness. That's like my like last baseline, I don't want to do it, but I will if I have to sort of option. Actually, I will say I will go to some chain stores. Dunkin', I will go to. Juan Valdez in like Colombia, I will go to. There are some other, McDonald's, honestly, has pretty decent drip coffee. Anyway, in like the most pinch, in an airport where there's no other coffee, let's say bottom category is some chain, whatever it may be, a drip coffee, and add a bunch of milk. I won't often get espresso at big chains because I don't trust it as much. And I don't love the super sugary drinks. Sometimes I'll get them just like as a treat, but that's often not, it's like kind of a last resort sort of thing. But anyway, that's the rundown. Local shops, roasteries, local chains, bringing my own coffee, ready to drink, canned, whatever. And the bottom tier is some drip from something and adding a bunch of milk. Let me know what your ranking is. How do you select what coffee you're gonna drink on a trip, whether it's in a city or a place where there is no coffee available? Maybe you all think of something that I haven't thought of. I would love to know that because I do travel a lot and caffeination is important to me. Let me know that in the comments below and I'll see you next time. Cheers.